Okay, so I will show you how I've made this entry. So if you just take notice of that white dot, that's my tapping. I'm going to call this edge here the alignment edge. So that's where the next panel, the second panel, is going to go. So I need to take into account anything that goes over or touches that edge. And here at the moment, as you can see, I'm if you see where that dot, that cut on Nikki's bangs, that's what I'm going to use as my alignment guide. I just call it an alignment guide because that's what I use to help me align in the next panel. So at the moment, I'm just trying to build up the room, and here I've decided that I want to use that. There's a little faint corner on that frame that I'm going to use, and at this point, to be honest, I was just trying to put some things here and there. I do adjust everything along the way as I see fit. So yeah, I'm just checking to see where I want Nikki to be. I do have a plan in my head where I want, pardon me, this side to be coming out of the frame. So it's like a little visual technique that you can do when you make multi-panels. And at this moment, I'm going to use that corner of, like the red corner of her feet to be my alignment guide instead of the bangs. So yeah, I changed my decision because of the idea that I want, which is of her coming out of the frame. And I think at this moment I'm just trying to make the flooring. So okay, as you can see here, the roof of the yatai waitress will become a floor, and I use, if you can see there, that corner that I'm going to highlight. What am I doing? Yep, so that corner that I'm highlighting is going to be going up against the alignment edge. I think it's hard with the server time. You can't remove that, so you just have to do your best to put it there. And as you can see here, I've changed my mind. I wanted that frame behind the flooring that I've made. And there's another reason why I wanted to put that frame behind, because I don't know if you saw it, but she had chains at the bottom of her feet, and with this effect that I'm doing, I know that chain is going to compromise, like it's going to show as a clip in the next panel. So that's why I've done this change. And also with the background, if you ever want to move your background, get like another item, like not any of the other Nikki's or like the stuff that you've arranged, because if you accidentally move a Nikki, especially if you're say you're working on the second or any of the consecutive panels, you might get frustrated because you just aligned it and then you've just moved it because you were trying to move a background. So keep that in mind as well. And okay, so I brought it forward, and now you can't see the chain at the bottom of the feet. And then now I'm using the stairs to just add, to cover up that top part, because we don't want to leave that empty. And I'm using that corner and pushing it against the alignment edge on the left, and just doing that. And yeah, I'm just at the moment deciding how else I'm going to structure the room. You can, play around with things, see what fits, what doesn't fit. For this one, it has that wavy line, which it looks odd with, having such a straight frame. So yeah, I'm gonna change that later on. So here I've decided I want something cool, so like a little light effect. So I'm just making sure that it doesn't go and touch the alignment edge like that. Like I don't want that, just because I'm gonna see that, and it's going to look like a clip, like the light is going to be clipped in the next panel. Or if I want to align it, I'm going to have a hard time because it's not part of my plan. There's only four things that I'm planning to align at the moment, and that is the white shelf stairs, the Jewel of Ocean frame, the Nikki, and the flooring. Oh, there's going to be a fifth item, but that will be the smoke, which I will be doing later. So now I think I'm just trying to structure out the room. It's not really the best structure because I think I'm just trying to do this so late at night, and I'm quite a bit tired. You might hear me yawn. I apologize. So here I'm trying to decide, does this background fit? No, not really, so, but I just leave it in case I don't find anything else. I do eventually, and I'm just trying to think about what else I can add, what can I change. There's a lot of things that you can do with big items, so they're very useful. Most of the items I'm using are free, except for that light from, which is like, the light that I use is from Oath of Glory, and that is you have to buy it from, I bought it from the secret shop. It was very expensive, but it was very worth it. So now this is an item that you can craft. I forgot how much it was, but I found that this one was so much more fitting than the first two that I tried to put there. So to be honest, I find that this background item is like the one I turned into a wall is very useful. Yeah, I'm trying to see if the chair fits, but no, I changed my mind. And yeah, I'm just slowly deciding what things to add. So I guess while I'm trying to make this room, I just want to say that there's a lot of different ways that you can, there's a lot of different ways to approach multi-part creations. So you can do it like as a reflection type. So the one you probably saw me submit it already. I did it in a free dressing. So because I didn't want to have to remake the room all over again, like line up the frame, line up the floor, I just reversed the Nikki and just tried to align her, and then just changed the layout of the room. And yeah, everything, it looked like it's lined up just because I just did that. But if I want to do it in Starry Corridor, I can't do that. So I have to approach it like, the standard way, where I have to like, follow, I don't even know how to say it, but I think I should explain this part now. So as you can see here with the smoke, there's so many stars, and now I've decided I want to use one star as my alignment guide, and it's that one there that I've highlighted. and I know it's going to be that one because you can see all these other stars here, I'm going to remember what they look like and know that, okay, those are near the star that I want to use as my alignment guide. So that will help me in the next panel because I want to use this smoke to overlap into the next one. And I think that's it for this. I don't know, I think I was just adding other stuff as well, like smoke perhaps. I'm just talking over this video that I made, so sometimes I don't really remember what I am doing. And it's super late now, and I need to wake up soon. Not soon. I need to wake up in some good 6 hours to do my exam. I sound so dedicated. But honestly, I just want things done and out of my way. Okay, so I've decided to use this smoky, like the smoke from, the cloud from this moon as a type of smoke. And it's great that the Nikki's in front, so I can do this type of effect where it's also coming out of the frame. I won't be able to do it in the next, in the second panel though, just because Nikki will be behind the frame. So now I'm just trying to see where's the best placement, and I have to be careful not to let any part of this moon touch, like say this side there at the bottom, because that I need to take into account, because it's touching the alignment edge. And then if you can see there at the top, it's not going to be so obvious because it's just the stars from the moon. But if, say, it's the white part of the moon and, you know, it's touching the alignment edge, then that's what you will be much more concerned about. And I think that should be okay. I just added these things. Yeah, I'm also like thinking about, oh, do I want it like somewhere on the edge? I just have to make sure that not, you know, those little bits aren't going to show, or like when I also say touching, it's also like showing, so you don't see a part of it peeking out of the edge. And then yeah, I just decided that no, I'm just not gonna bother with that trouble and just pop it up there. And yeah, bring it forward, and I think I've decided that I just want this. Yeah, what else do I explain? So this entry, for me it is relatively simple, but maybe some of you might get confused about what was I doing here. Oh, I forgot the the hash. Sorry, not the hash, but the name of the Starry Corridor School, so I had to check. So what was I explaining before? Oh no, I'm having a bit of a lapse. Hold on, let me gather my thoughts. Never mind, I'll probably remember it later. So I think now I'm just gonna start the next part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a screenshot with the back button and then a screenshot with the share button. I guess at this point I decided, oh, might as well show how, like, you know, how to edit the back button in case some of you still don't know how to do it or aren't really sure how to follow the instructions on editing the back button from all those other guides. So as you can see here, I've just decided to adjust the background first. So I've adjusted it. I'm already so used to this background, so I sort of know which part of it will be, you know, will look like it's smooth flowing with the next one, if that makes sense. So now I'm just trying to remember that, okay, so there's the side, there's the corner that I used as my alignment guide, but I'm not sure where it is positioned exactly, so I just position it where I think it is and take a screenshot, and then I'm going to use the collage app to check if the alignment is correct. So there we go, I select, and then I just swap them. Swap them because they're in the wrong spot, and I just check and see, and it's already clear from, even from what I can see, it's not aligned. So yeah, it's a bit way off. So there's a way that you can align it. So if you take notice of that line on the first panel, and remember where it was lined up against the second panel. So there's that line that I can put this frozen frame against. So you see where it is? That's where I know the top of the frame was sort of positioned at. So I'm trying to position it as close to it as possible and adjust it, and keep adjusting it until it's actually in line. So now at the moment it is I think, as you can see here, it's slightly under, or where is it? Okay, so now it's slightly under it. So at the moment I'm just continuously adjusting as I go. So this tip actually for using the frozen frame as your guide as you try to align your multi is also from Kaza. So thank her for that. And yeah, there's she's already written up like a really great guide for it. So just maybe this video might just help visualize some of those tips that she was talking about as well. So what was I doing? I don't even remember. So okay, yeah, just I will be using the same. I will apply the same process of lining up with the Nikis as well. So what was I doing here? Did I just stop? Okay, so I think I was still adjusting a lot of things. So you will end up with a lot of screenshots. I think if you don't want to get so confused, then delete them as you go. And yeah, so this is very close now to that alignment that I was talking about. So excuse me. So now I've just lifted the frozen frame a little bit up, and then also the Jewel of Ocean frame also up against it. So it will take some time to get used to doing all of this process. For me, it was a lot of repeat process to you know, get me like to get me used to using the apps for lining up. Oh, another thing as well is that sometimes as you know, say you get out of the app to your Love Nikki app to go and do the collaging alignment, it may cause your app to crash. So just, you know, just be careful. There's a lot of factors why that happens. It could be because of your device, your internet, or if, you know, this is server maintenance. So best thing I can suggest is do your best, take lots of screenshots, I guess. I don't really know, like I don't know how to fix that issue. But I do have like an option on my phone to lock the app so it doesn't close on me, or I don't accidentally close it as I'm switching through the different apps. And yeah, like that helps me a lot. My app doesn't crash as much as it did before. Oh, okay, so as you can see here, I'm trying to adjust my Nikki, and I apply the same principle to how I adjusted the Jewel of Ocean frame. So I try to see, like I compare them in the collage, and I see where the first panel, like say I try to find a pattern, or like just like any line, any guide that I can use on the Nikki that's on the left side, or like the first panel, and see where it lines up against. So here, if you can see it, the red, sorry if I'm zooming out too much, see that red part, like the top of that red part on the first panel, and then the bottom part of this white ribbon on the second panel, they somewhat intersect. So then now I know that that's sort of my guideline to where I'm going to position this frosted frame, and, you know, like put that underneath the white ribbon, like the bottom of that white ribbon, and then I just adjust the Nikki, make her go up. I have to look at two things. I have to look at the red pattern at the top, as well as that corner on her feet that we used before. So yeah, you have to for something like this where the Nikki is in the middle and you're just using, you know, the alignment edge as your guide, you will be doing a lot of this, like, oh my gosh, I get really bad ads with the collage app that I'm using, so I hope it's entertaining for you, but yeah, it's not really the best. So now I'm very close to aligning it, and now what I do is sometimes I feel like the collage app clips my my photos a bit. So what I do is I just bring out the Nikki a little bit to the left, so not as close to the alignment edge, right, just slightly off, and, you know, still somewhat in the same position as it was before, just, you know, I just moved it towards the left, and then just see if it worked. Okay, so it looks like it's fine. It looks like it's aligned, like it's not, there's nothing obvious there that's going on. So I would just say that was as precise as I can I could get the alignment to go. And now I'm starting to build up the room again. And as you can remember the cart, I decided to reverse it and use that same corner to push it against that alignment corner. I'm gonna call it alignment corner now, and aside from alignment edge. So these things, it's easier if you just reverse it, if you're just gonna push it against the same side. If you just want to make something continuous, you can just do like a reflection, a reversed version of it in the second panel, because then the colors, when you do collage it, they look like they're they look natural, like they're flowing smoothly, and it's just a cool option. And now I'm just using the same background. Excuse me that I'm yawning. I just want to get this done so then I can focus on other things. And my voice isn't usually this slow, so it's just because it's very late at night here. Okay, so now I'm trying to build the room, because in terms of wanting to align the white stairs and the yatai cart roof, I don't think those are going to be too hard to align, just because they don't have a lot of patterns compared to the Jewel of Ocean frame or the Nikki. And don't worry, I will push that Nikki back so she won't be over that wall that I've made. And important thing as well, if you do want to resize furniture or anything like that's going to compare to the size of your Nikki, just be careful, because I used to not think about it before, but it's actually helpful to understand what you should resize, what you shouldn't resize too much. That would make a very weird difference to the Nikki, to Nikki size. Okay, so I'm using Miss Bev's window just because it's so good. A very versatile piece. I just wanted to create some sort of room. That's why I'm doing this. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what position I want it. The right position I want it to be. So it's a very mismatched window, but I hope it's not too obvious. The only reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to use it. I'm going to be, well, I think with this I'm trying to make a landscape past, like through the window. It gives that sort of atmosphere or like depth that you are inside a building of sorts. But the perspective is a little bit off just because of the way I positioned the chair, and I just didn't think about it as I made this. So I should have flipped it. I know I did, but I just didn't think and just flipped it back. So I'm just trying to position this water, because I wanted to make some form of landscape scene at the back, and I also wanted to make a blue sky. So I was just trying to go through all my items to find a nice blue item to use as a sky, and I was gonna use these blue hands, but they're a bit too big, and the lines also show, which doesn't look very natural. So I think I scrapped this one and changed it to a different one. And I just have to be careful because it's quite big, this item, and it might peek out. So as you can see, it's peeking out, and yeah, I just have to be careful with it because it might go over the panel as well, so it might go and touch the alignment edge, and I don't want that because then that can show as a clip in the next when I do collage it. And I think now I'm just adding that same light just to, I don't know, give some sort of effect that, oh, there's sunlight outside, and then you've got this creepy ghost coming out of this painting coming to life. And what else was I doing? I think I wanted to add the smoke at this point. So if we remember, excuse me. So if you remember that star that we used, there we go, and I know it's there because of these other stars. And I'm not going to be so strict about the smoke, just because it's really not that obvious when you know you sort of aligned it. You don't really need to be so strict about it, just like the Nikki or the Jewel of Ocean frame, just because it's, I don't know what to call this type of item, like it's transparent, like smoky transparent, so it's not something that will be obvious, like it's not something you'll see clip that obviously. And I think now I'm just trying to figure out if I wanted to add anything more to the panel. Excuse me. And here as I mentioned before, since the Nikki is already behind the frame in this panel, I can't really add the smoke over to the to overlap the other side. So now I'm just trying to see what can, should I make this effect? I just need to be careful of my placement, that it doesn't touch or go over the alignment edge. The only way that you can sort of make it go over the alignment edge is if you've already got a Nikki or item that you've planned to go over that alignment edge, in front of it. So if you're covering it, so you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, I think I've decided that I'm just going to keep those two. I'm just checking some fine details such as the alignment of the roof, alignment of the floor, and I just adjust it if I need to. Excuse me. So there we go. I'm just checking, and to be honest, unless I zoom in, it's not that obvious. So unless you really want to be pedantic about it, then adjust it. For the sake of this tutorial, I guess I decided, I'll just align it perfectly, or as perfect as I could, just to show the work that comes with it. So I've already made so many panels that over time it's just easier to do. Like, you've seen Teresa make her panels, like she's very fast with it, just because she already knows how to, like, she's comfortable with alignments as well. She understands like the rules of like what it may potentially look like as a full panel. Like, the idea is already in her head. So once you get over, the process of how to do the alignments, thinking through and making your ideas will be, it will get easier. And you won't stuck being, what's the term? You won't be stuck you won't be a newbie forever in making multi-panels. I'll just use the game term. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, like just like me, like I started and everything was misaligned. I didn't really think about aligning them because it'll make the mistakes obvious, but then it became a new challenge for me. And then I just kept, going, just trying different things, trying to improve different things. I used to just put whatever on the screen, just, and just make sure that they're perfectly aligned. But later on, when I look at it in full, I realized there's no structure to it. It was just messy. It was just everywhere. So yeah, I decided to improve a bit more on that. Okay, so I think now I'm just showing how I'm editing the back button. So I first select the image with the pink button, and then I just add the image with the share button over it, and then expand it. And then I just cut it out, this part here. So we just cut that. I just restore it and just, get all of these parts on the edge, because I'm going to push it against the edge. And then cover that back button. So Android lets me do this, but my iPad doesn't, where it just, I don't know what to call it, but it snaps the photo into place. So it just feels like you're hitting a wall, for example. And in my iPad, it just keeps going past it, like it doesn't align it well for me, and it was very frustrating. So that's why I stuck with this Android phone. And yeah, so it's not that hard, to be honest, to do it. Just do it, and yeah, you'll get there. This is for like anything that you make in StarCord, or free dressing will be a lot more easier, because you can make the back button and the share button disappear. Okay, now I've decided to put the photos together. I'm using a 1:1 ratio for this, and it works perfectly fine for this layout, like two-parter. And yeah, there we go. So that's all done. Hopefully this guide helps you out. I will be making more later. Okay, bye-bye.